Wake up, Lo-Fi Nation. It's another Good News Friday. And welcome everyone to the Lofi Poli Sci podcast. I'm your host, Michael Pickering. That's right. Lo-Fi's and low fidelity, low quality, in your face, messy as can be global news show. Here we're going to talk about that famous question. What's going on in the world today? It's everyone's favorite day of the week. That's right. It's another Good News Friday. The news fresh off the press. Source, BBC News, Australia section. Warrakurna. How an All-Aboriginal police station brought huge change. This is a great human experience story that I'm going to say, check it out on your own. I'm just calling your attention to it. Protests and police clashings are happening all over the world. But this story is about how a Western Australian police station made history and decided to choose a different path. Next up, source, The Washington Post, science section. No signs of large-scale insect apocalypse in North America yet. Study says. Well, this is good news indeed, because last night when 10 mosquitoes bit me instead of 20, I was getting worried. To quote one of the authors of this study, they, begin quote, reviewed more than 5,000 sets of data on arthropods across North America, covering thousands of species and dozens of habitats over a decade of time. We found, in essence, no change in population size. End quote. Well done, sciencey folk. I applaud your due diligence. Because Messy Monday, we'll talk about a Florida mosquito plan that I'm quite curious on your thoughts. Now, moving forward, because we never move on from anything, source, BBC News, technology section. Call of Duty, the twins who stole Granddad's internet, now playing for millions. That's right, I put this in Good News Friday. People climbing up the ladder of poverty, stealing Granddad's internet, just to play, and then turn their lives around to make millions, just by playing video games. Simply amazing. And no, I'm not saying you should steal Granddad's internet, or anyone else's internet for that matter. We all know the truth. Internet should be free worldwide anyway. Up next, the following story comes from the New York Times, science section. Could owl and crocodilian tears lead to cure your dry eyes? And let me preface this story right away, Lo-Fi listener. I, too, was at first concerned that sciencey folk were being mean and making animals cry for human benefit. But I read, investigated, and learned they didn't make the animals cry. The story, different animals in different environments have different types of tears that they use as a specific evolutionary trait to help keep their eyes and vision pristine in their ecosystems. An example? Sure. The liquid coating of an animal in a rainforest is different than, let's say, the liquid coating for the eye of an animal that lives in the desert. The desert animal had to evolve different liquid solutions to cope with the drier and hotter climates in order to keep their vision working well. This is cool stuff. There's so much we have yet to learn from our animal cousins. Just please, sciencey folk, don't make them cry. We like our cousins happy. And a last piece of news to send you on your way for the weekend. Source, Reuters World News, Science and Environment section. Secret Life of Sharks. Study reveals their surprising social networks. And speaking of so much to learn about other Earthlings, because yes, Lo-Fi Nation, other animals are Earthlings too. A study followed 41 sharks over 4 years, just off the Hawaiian coast in the Pacific Ocean. And what did they find? Sharks like their morning tea together. Or coffee. Whichever is your thing, but I'm pretty sure sharks don't drink either. But every morning, many of the same sharks came together, sometimes in groups of 20 or more, and some of them the same individuals, for the entire 4-year period of the study. During the afternoon and the night, they went about their lives and did their own thing, but they always came back together for morning coffee. Or tea. This is truly amazing. It helps us understand that we aren't alone in the world, as we tend to think. That our fellow beings on this planet also like personal interaction, socializing, and being part of something. Remember, as you go about your weekend, Lo-Fi Nation, you too are always part of something, and none of us are ever truly alone. And that's a brief snapshot of what's going on in the world today. Stay tuned for Monday's episode of Messy Monday. Always remember that Lofi Poli Sci is more than just me. It's the we that we be. Write into lofipolisci at planetmail.com with questions or comments. Thanks for listening. Stay safe. Wash those hands. And I'll see you on the next episode of the Lofi Poli Sci podcast. Pickering, signing off.